Yes.
A love connection?
Recording in
The
progress.
guy called me, so I'll have, yeah, all right.
All right, good evening. Welcome to the meeting of the Sacramento Metropolitan Fire District for September 12th, 2024. Can we get a roll call, please?
Director Sailors.
Present.
Director Weber.
Present.
Director Sheets.
Present.
President Gould.
He is on.
Present.
Perfect. Director Wood.
Here.
Director Rice.
Here.
Director Jones.
Here.
Director Costa.
Here.
Director Clark. Here. Thank you. All are present in the room except for Director Gould that is participating remotely this evening.
Thank you very much. Director Rice, would you mind saying the pledge, please?
Yes. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, the Metro Cable announcement for those interested. This meeting will be cablecast on Metro Cable 14. It's also webcast at metro14live.saccounty.gov. Today's meeting will replay at 6 o'clock on Monday, September 16th, and again at 9 o'clock a.m. on Wednesday, August 18th on Channel 14. The recording can also be viewed at youtube.com/MetroCable14. Now's the opportunity for public discussion on matters of interest within the district, whether they are on or not on the agenda. Do we have any speakers?
Yes, we do have one speaker card from Roger Mitchell.
Good day, Mr. Mitchell. How are you?
Can you hear me? Yeah, now you can. So, board chairs, board members, fire chief, staff, I'm here tonight to again announce our fundraising dinner for the restoration of Rio Linda's second fire engine on October the 5th. Again, it's a complete barbecue meal. Most of you know that because you've been to them before. So just kind of a reminder that that's when it's going to be. And I would thank all of you as well as the fire chief. I had brought something for you all to look at tonight, and I thank you very much for all of your comments on that. So I'm prepared to answer any questions you might have about the dinner or what might be happening.
Do we have any questions for Mr. Mitchell? No? Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Moving on to the consent calendar. Before we get a motion, I'm going to have a question, but do any of my other colleagues have questions? No? Chief, I just, one of the items on here, number 4, is purchase of ambulances. There's been some comments going around in my district about why are we buying ambulances. Could you just explain it to us like we're fourth graders?
Jay is here too.
Why are we buying ambulances?
The best service to the public that we support. And providing that best service, we provide ALS care. We transport the patient to the hospital. We take care of the patient from A to Z. We take care of the patient from when they call 911, when we show up, all the way to when they're receiving advanced care at the hospital setting. That's why we continue to focus on being a transporting agency, all-risk organization that we're proud to do and give the community the best support possible that they deserve on a daily basis.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that explanation. Any other questions? I'll take a motion on consent.
Second.
I've got a motion from Director Clark and a second from Director Jones. Would you call the roll, please?
Director Sailors.
Aye.
Director Weber.
Aye.
Director Sheets. President Gould.
Aye.
Director Wood.
Aye.
Director Rice.
Aye.
Director Jones.
Aye.
Director Costa.
Aye.
Director Clark. Thank you. Motion passes. The consent calendar is adopted.
Thank you very much. We're moving along into presentation items. We have 2 tonight. We'll start with Battalion Chief Pacone and Work Comp Program Manager Joseph Souza.
I'm not seeing either of them on Zoom yet.
They might be just a minute because they just got out of the other meeting, so let's see here.
While we're waiting for him, welcome. Good day, Captain Scholar, and if you can introduce your colleague.
Good evening. Yeah, I'm sure everybody knows who I am. So Captain Scollard, Vice President, Metro Fire. This evening, we have San Diego City joining us, some sworn personnel and non-sworn personnel, their risk manager, and a battalion chief that oversees their health and wellness division. We just got out of a work comp ad hoc committee meeting where they were able to give more of an in-depth presentation to that committee group. And this evening, they're gonna give more of a broad presentation to all of you and the folks that are in attendance and the constituents that are viewing. So as we wait for them to get on, we can move on to the next one if you guys want, if that would expedite the process a little bit. So our meeting did take a little bit longer than expected. We just got out of it.
That's okay. Our next one, the next presentation item is Wellness, Health, and Safety Division with Battalion Chief Anthony Peck. We'll go ahead and call you next then. Welcome, Chief Peck.
Good evening, thank you. Let's see here. Get that. Good evening, Board of Directors, Chief House, members of the public, Tony Peck, Acting Assistant Chief for the new Wellness, Health, and Safety Division. So last month when I was here speaking to you, we talked about the division. It was more of a possibility, a vision, and it's actually a reality now. So we're really excited about that. We have a lot of opportunity ahead of us, a lot of hard work, but we really think this is gonna be a big win for our membership. Let's see if that PowerPoint comes up. Okay, we'll move forward. So one thing I really want to reiterate about this division is that it represents all Metro Fire, all members. A lot of our topics and discussions gravitate towards sworn personnel on the line a lot. So I really want to focus in on the fact that this is going to be suppression and non-suppression, all members. Also, in the PowerPoint talks about the division taking the lead on this. Never before has Metro Fire had a division solely dedicated to member health and wellness. And so we're really excited about that. And we really want the divisions, other divisions in Metro Fire to know that they can support, they can rely on us to support them. We're gonna do everything we can to reduce the redundancy of effort and eliminate the silos that do exist. So tonight, I just kind of want to give you just a brief update on where we're at and where we're going as a division. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. So when I was here last month, I talked about a phased approach with the wellness program. And I talked about phases 1 through 4. And in actuality, we're already doing a lot of those things here at Metro Fire. We were doing a really good job. But what we want to do now is really reevaluate everything that we're doing and really shift it into high gear. So we're doing the annual physical exams, peer support, physical therapy, cardiac cancer screening. We have the cancer task force, the exposure reduction program. So we're doing a lot of that, but we want to move it to the next level. And as Chief House said in our meeting earlier, we're not broken. Metro Fire is doing a great job, but we just want to strive to be better. And what we want to do is kind of switch from that phased approach to more of a short-term goal and long-term goal. So a short-term goal for the division, our one-year plan, it's a very aggressive plan, but we want to be an aggressive division. And one of those things are our physical exams. We have those now. I'm good. Thank you. We're doing those physical exams now, but once again, we want to strive to be better. And what more can we provide for our members and how we can tailor that to our needs. You can click for, let me see. That's okay. We'll go with the hard copy. Okay. So finding those tailored exams for our members, identify our screening profile. I mentioned this, there's a myriad of cardiac and cancer tests out there. So we want to do that exhaustive research, figure out exactly what we want, those age groups, and that frequency. So when we do find the funding and the monies for those, we're ready to launch on that. Full-time peer support. We want full-time peer support so that individual can put a tremendous amount of time to training our members and really vetting out all those resources, because there's a lot of resources out there that we can help our members with. Full-time physical therapy, bottom line is a healthier workforce. We're gonna have less injuries, less work comp. People are gonna get back to work quicker. We do that 1 day a week, and we wanna move that to 5 days a week. Seeking alternative funding mechanisms, no surprise, this is the same for every division, but this will be the division's top priority. One of my top priorities is how are we going to find that funding? Working with Aaron Castleberry on our grants, federal dollars, partnerships. And then strengthening member wellness culture. We've talked about that. How are we going to make this a priority here at Metro Fire? It needs to go hand in hand with everything we do. It needs to drive everything we do. We don't want to talk the talk, we want to walk the walk. And actually, formalizing this division was the first step in that process. One more thing I want to add to that is a potential relationship with IOH. IOH is the Institutes of Health, and they are a first responder wellness program based in Southern California. And they work with first responders with PTSD, with brain injuries, and they're kind of the mental health of Ready Rebound, getting the members the resources they need as quickly as possible, getting them into the program, and getting them back to work. We just got done with a 2.5-hour meeting with IOH, as well as the City of San Diego, work comp and fire, and it was a very, very productive conversation. They have a tremendous program down in San Diego. Chief House Labor visited down there, and they're actually one of the templates we're using. So there's going to be a long relationship with them in the future here. And we're also looking to do a micro-pilot program with them. So you'll be hearing more about that. And then finally, our long-term goal, our 3 to 5 year plan, we talked about this last month. That is the Metro Fire Wellness Center. That is the definition of success, where we have that one location, specialized care for all of our members and their families, and hopefully being a template for the region. So identifying those needs, securing the location, contracting those health providers, and pursuing that funding. And I don't want to leave out collaborating with 522. 522 has done an incredible job looking after our members, so we are going to continue that partnership, but this division is ready to take the ball and run with it. So just want to give you a brief update of kind of where we're at right now and where we're going, especially that 1 year plan, and I'm open to any questions.
Any questions for Chief Peck?
No questions, just comment.
Chief has a comment.
Just fantastic. I think that this is so incredible. I think that the 5-day availability for PT and for somebody to be there as like a liaison and somebody being their advocate, I think is incredibly forward-thinking. And I think that, I mean, this is just incredible. And you said it, you nailed it. A healthy workforce, they're there to serve, they're there to protect, but that's who they are, and they want to be back at work. And I think that that helps with post-traumatic stress. I think it helps with mental health. And so I just thank you so much for spearlining this incredible division. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Chief, I want to thank you too. It's awesome. Appreciate all the time you put in and the reports, and you're here 4 weeks after the last time you were here, and the amount of work you've gotten done over that time is very impressive. Is there any effort, or are there any communications with our neighboring agencies to get involved or help out to move this timeline along?
So we're definitely in the infancy, not only with the division, but some of the priorities we're setting. So we're kind of getting our footing, but definitely we want to partner with. We're going to be stronger together than by ourselves. We definitely want to see what we can do here and share. We do have some people already reaching out, whether it's wellness, whether it's our exposure reduction program on the fire ground. So we're starting to make those inroads, and we'll continue to do so.
Outstanding. Thank you, Chief.
Welcome. Thank you.
And Director, just to elaborate on that point, we continue to exercise those relationships with our partnering agencies. Wellness is all-encompassing. It includes safety. So how we buy turnout gear, tick cameras, and SCBAs in this region, that's done collaborative efforts. So we can increase our funding capabilities, as we also, to your point, have been questioned on recently, right? Looking at external funding opportunities and utilizing grant funding outside of just our budget, how we increase those likelihoods of attaining those grants, not just from the safety standpoint, but when we look at tailored physicals, you know, our physicals should not be a blanket approach that's just a national standard. We need to be specific with our organization and look at our toxics that we're being involved or being subjected to, specifically with Metro Fire versus City Fire. We have those conversations. We meet with City Fire Folsom Fire and consume this on a regular basis, having a collaborative effort to look at how we streamline funding opportunities, but also how we support our members holistically and care for each other, because we have automatic aid, which is another example of how we collaborate with good fiscal responsibility to provide the best services possible, not just to Sacramento Metro Fire public, the entire public and community. Automatic aid is essential in that. It's another example of how we exercise those boundless entries to not only say collaboration, but truly do it in the wellness community also. A healthy workforce is a proud workforce, and it's going to be way better there. So it's all encompassing. This is a package deal. It's not being looked at on an island.
Good, glad to hear it, because definitely the like you said, the exposures don't know our boundaries, so appreciate that. Anything further for the Chief? Chief Beck? No? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Are we ready to move back on to the San Diego matter?
Yes, we believe we are.
Okay, I think we're working out the technical difficulties there, so.
Yeah.
While
Hello,
they're-
everyone. Can you hear me?
Oh, perfect. Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I was having issues with the Zoom. I apologize that, so I just decided to call in. My name is Joseph Souza. I'm the program manager with the City of San Diego, and I manage the work comp program.
Welcome. It's good to have you, Mr. Souza.
And thank you to everybody. Thank you for having me. So I'll just start with providing just a quick overview of our program. So with the City of San Diego, we have full police and fire. We have over 13,000 employees, and we are self-insured and self-administered, which our work comp program is handled in-house. With that being said, we did put programs in place for our first responders pertaining to PTSD and cancer in particular. And one of the things that we did is once PTSD was introduced as a presumptive, we were able to identify pretty quickly that within our network of providers that we just did not have the resources to address that particular illness. So what we did is, in conjunction with our wellness groups from police and fire, we really have a good collaboration between our groups, and we went out and we vetted medical providers that are culturally competent in addressing PTSD. With that, we did put a fast track process in place. And because what we want to do is within workers' compensation, we are so heavily regulated as a program that there's so many processes in place that really can delay the treatment to members. So within our department here is that, we really do take an advocacy approach. We want our members to know that we want to take care of them. We don't shy away from our presumptive responsibilities. So what we did is we put a fast track program in place that our wellness groups at police and fire, they're really the boots on the ground. They're really the experts in identifying the red flags when a member comes up to them and tells them, I need help. So what we want to do is they go ahead and immediately send a member to the facility that we have approved to start the treatment. And in conjunction, simultaneously, they're sending us the information that we need within workers' compensation. And we providing that treatment up front. I can tell you that the way to control your work comp costs is injury prevention, right? So once a claim enters the work comp system, it has to go through the motions of within workers' compensation. So we really want to address, in particular, these presumptives right up front, because the cost savings that you see from this is on the back end. In providing that treatment up front, you're getting the members to come back to work, and they're not only coming back to work, but they're actually coming back to work whole, and they're coming back to work functionable. They're happy to be back to work. They're productive. They're not having relapse episodes when it comes to the PTSD, and they're not filing multiple claims. The process in California is that we have the panel qualified medical examination process if there's a dispute. Now, be mindful that presumptive illnesses and injuries are rebuttable under the California Labor Code. However, that rebuttable threshold is very low. It's a 1% threshold to prove causation. And what a presumptive illness and injury is that it is presumed to be work-related unless proven otherwise. And presumptives were put in place because through extensive evidence-based research that has proven that a certain population of employees have a higher prone to a certain illnesses and injuries. Therefore, that's the presumptives that have been put in place. So with the fast track program, we really help expedite that care. We want the member to get in there as soon as possible. And with that being said, our program that we have in place with the Institutes of Health, every member that we have sent there, 100% of them have completed the program. We were able to get them into a status that we call the permanent stationary, which is the status in work comp, where we then can address if there's any permanent disability, work restrictions, what type of future medical care they're going to need. But it's essentially trying to conclude that claim process. We are seeing our members come back to full duty between 5.5 months to 6 months. I can tell you before we have this intensive outpatient program in place, it was almost up to 2 years. And part of that is because the members are not getting that treatment up front, the correct treatment. They're probably getting treated for other things that really was not the root cause of the illness and the injury. As we know with PTSD, there's multiple layers to what the PTSD diagnosis consists of. So with that being said, having these fast track programs in place, we've addressed our return to work. Our members are coming back, and we're really mitigating our costs on the back end with the medical care, getting members back to work, saving money on the 4850, which is the salary continuation benefits for the first responders. And then also one important factor is that we're really mitigating how many claims get litigated. Because if we're taking care of our members up front, they don't see a need to get litigated. And once a claim gets litigated under workers' compensation, that claim can last through several years of litigation, because at that point it just becomes very contentious. So that's where our cost savings are, and then with our fast track program in place, and that we are really relying on Institutes of Health to give us that initial diagnosis. We don't need to go through a state process that can take up to 60 days for us to get a medical report. And the member, that entire time, the member is out of work, they're not getting paid. So that's kind of some of the processes that we put in place. So I apologize if I went all over the place, but if anyone has any questions.
No apology needed. Any questions for Mr. Souza so far from the dais? Director Weber?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Joseph. Could you expand on the PTS component? There's a misconception that once you're diagnosed with PTS that you will not be coming back to work. Can you talk about your rate of return to work
Sure.
with PTSD? Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, one thing to understand with any type of mental illness, right, especially with first responders, primarily, with the police when it comes to the gun, right, many of these members, they're afraid to come forward, right? So in the beginning, that is one of the hesitations, right, because there is a stigma when it comes to when it comes to any type of mental illness. Members really have a fear that they're going to lose their badge, they're going to lose their gun, and therefore they're going to lose their job. Right. So part of our challenge in the beginning was really to destigmatize this stigma, and having a program like this in place that we are encouraging our members that if you need help, come forward. And that's exactly what we're seeing in both fire and police. We've actually seen about a 500% increase in our PTSD claims being filed since the presumption went into place. And that's exactly what we expected, because that tells me that members are feeling safe to come forward. But to answer your question, yes, there is this conception that PTSD is not curable, it's forever. Once somebody files a PTSD claim, they're never coming back to work. I can tell you it's the completely contrary to that. Our members that are filing our PTSD claims, they're coming back to work within 6 months. They're all back to work within full duty, 6 months. And as I mentioned earlier, everyone that goes through the program has successfully completed the program, 100%. Therefore, avoiding like the relapse, which then can lead to additional claims. The members being consistently off of work, which then impacts the departments because they have all these full-time employee positions, but yet many of these folks are out on work comp. So that's really impactful to the department. And with our program, we've actually opened up the PTSD to all City of San Diego employees who have been medically diagnosed with PTSD and attributed back to their employment. For example, we had a situation with an active shooting at our central library, and those employees had to witness that. So we opened the program up to those folks. And so, but with the presumption is that, that the presumption there, it's that 1% causation where if you are non-first responders, you do fall into that 51% threshold under the labor code to prove that it's work-related. So, so that's kind of the differences between sworn and non-sworn when it comes to the PTSD diagnosis.
And one more.
Director Weber has one more.
And then
Sure.
along with cancer, how do you handle the presumptive and not go through a QME process?
Sure. So with our cancer program, one of the things that we did is we made a commitment to both police and fire. We assign a nurse case manager to every single cancer claim that gets filed, aside from skin cancer, unless the skin cancer has metastasized. But for the most part, every single cancer claim gets assigned a nurse case manager. That nurse case manager that we work really closely with our two groups, they're not only there to help expedite the care, and they have approval to get the medication started, the diagnostics and so forth, but they're there for the family, not just the member, but for the spouse as well, because as we know, it's also impactful to the family when you get a diagnosis such as cancer. What we do is, most of the cancer diagnoses start off is when a member goes for a check with their private treating physician. Like any of us, if whether you have Cigna, Sharp, and you go for your normal evaluation, that's normally the first time, the first incident that you're going to get diagnosed with cancer. Within our fire department, we have a cancer liaison in the wellness group. And the member comes to the liaison, and that liaison immediately starts the paperwork process for us. They physically hand walk that paperwork into my office so that we can get the claim set up. We immediately assign a nurse, and we pick up the claim when we have a medical report that has a diagnosis. We do not need to go to a QME to confirm a diagnosis of cancer that a primary treating physician has already diagnosed. They've already gone through the testing. It is confirmed cancer. So at that point, what we do is we immediately get the claim into the work comp system, get them in through an oncologist within the work comp system so that we can start treating that illness. And that's how we help mitigate our costs, right? Cancer claims are the most expensive presumptive injury, or if not the most expensive claim within the work comp system in California. But where you do see where you can mitigate your cost, as I said, is that early treatment up front, and before the cancer starts spreading and so forth. And then, as cancer, the longer cancer starts developing, right, you start having other consequences that get associated with that cancer. Well, under the presumption, right, you're also going to be responsible for those consequences. For example, if somebody who has cancer and they end up falling and they end up now developing a traumatic brain injury and they had a stroke, they go to a nursing home. That's all the responsibility of your carrier, because once the cancer claim, you have that cancer claim, it's your responsibility, you've accepted it. You're also responsible for any type of consequences that come with that illness. So that's also how you help cover your costs and help cover your program, is getting that treatment up front, understanding what is needed, getting all that treatment up front, and helping control the costs as you move along. But in a short answer, there are times that we have to go to a QME if there is certain information in the medical record up front that we require additional discovery, right? So we do our best to get as much as we can within that first 14-day period, which in California, you have that 14 days from the date of knowledge to either accept, delay, or deny a claim. So we work really, really strong with our wellness groups to try to get as much of that information as we can. But if we initially get a medical report right off the bat, which we normally do with our cancer claims, we pick up the claim, we get them into our program, and we start administering the care to the members.
It's excellent. Thank you, Mr. Souza. Do we have any further conversations or comments, questions? Director Sheets?
Yeah, a couple of comments. You had mentioned about the post-traumatic stress and the increase in claims and seeing that success rate of our employees returning to full duty within 5.5 to 6 months. I think that really hits home to like that psychological safety that people will feel that this is not a negative stigma, and show that there is a success rate. And so I really appreciated that comment. The second comment that I really appreciated was the nurse case manager or the nurse navigator. I think that it's incredibly important for somebody to have a point of contact, especially somebody who's able to provide intermittent PRN medications or preventative from going back to the hospital, which we know has other impacts to our personnel and their workload. And so preventing unnecessary ER visits, getting the patient who was just diagnosed with cancer and they hear nothing after that, and having somebody that after they kind of process that heaviness of the diagnosis has somebody to go to. And I really love having, somebody, an advocate, whether it's a nurse or somebody else, but somebody there for that point of contact. So really appreciate both of those comments that you made. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Any other comments or questions? Mr. Souza, I just want to say you had me early on with your comment about the reduction in litigation. I'm all for letting the lawyers starve. But on a more serious note, I'm grateful for the time you and your colleagues have taken to spend with our people here to educate and share what you guys have learned, because it's essential that we take care of our employees to the best extent, the best we can, and use all resources we can to make sure that gets done. So your time and your energy of this is very much appreciated. Thank you.
Oh, and thank you. And thank you, everyone, for having me. And everyone have a good evening.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Was that? Oh, did we lose him?
I think Joseph logged off, but I can have him call back in if you want. This is Chief McConey.
Chief Bocconi, do you have anything you'd like to say before we?
Yeah, absolutely. Joseph just logged off, so I don't know if you want him back in or not, but I can text him back if you want.
Oh, it's okay. If you just have something to add,
Yeah, do you
love
have
to hear
anything
from
to
you.
add?
Thanks,
Is
Chief.
what we're-
Okay, perfect. So I'm a battalion chief and health and safety officer for San Diego Fire Rescue, and I've been in the position for about 8 years now and working towards, getting what we call comprehensive, put together here with all the services. And I was telling a group earlier today, when I first got in the position, there was not an official health and safety office. So my boss at the time basically said, hey, if somebody calls, have an answer. And so that's what we strive to start doing, meeting with risk management and our other city partners and vetting agencies and vetting other facilities, treatment facilities, and getting flow paths together. What we have is everything for physical wellness, behavioral wellness, cancer prevention, CalOSHA, any type of stuff that might happen as it relates to the workforce resides under health and safety. From what I understand, it sounds like you guys got a lot of these pieces ongoing, and the fire chief appears very committed, and I commend him and the board for supporting him on his efforts towards bringing all those pieces together under one umbrella so they can all talk together and really do the best for the workforce. On our physical wellness side, we do our physical annual exams, which, as the chief earlier mentioned, that I could hear was the EKGs, the blood tests, the full 12-lead stress tests, all those components that go into that. But what we've also added to that same component is what we call our injury rehabilitation and prevention program. And how that works in conjunction with the physical wellness is we actually added an athletic trainer to the process of that contract. And what that athletic trainer does is all the preventative. So everything that Joseph talked about, what I'm going to talk about is how we work to prevent the claims to begin with. And it's so critical in our communication back and forth between risk management, workers' compensation, and what we do, because we have our peer supporters, we have our chaplaincy, we have canine response team that responds for any critical incident, diffusings, et cetera. But on the physical side, we also do the athletic trainer who works with our members when, hey, I just kind of hurt my shoulder, I need to get it kind of worked on, can you fix it? And it never becomes a work comp claim. Our cancer prevention efforts, cancer is expensive and nobody wants it, right? Nobody wants to be off duty. And the uniqueness to our profession is that we actually want to come back to work. We don't want to be retired out. We don't want to, we're the helpers, and therefore we're the last ones to ask for help. So that's where the stigma kind of comes in. But when you as a board and the agency provides that top-down leadership of it's okay to be not okay, and we're here to support you, but it changes the dynamic of job engagement, job satisfaction, and that betrayal of institutional betrayal that happens when claims are denied. People lawyer up. It becomes very, very needless money that's being sent. Work Comp did our 10-year numbers for our injury rates. And what was interesting is that we have about 1,400 members on the fire rescue side, which is firefighters, lifeguards, dispatchers, civilian professionals. Our numbers remained pretty straightforward for the last for 10 years. However, at that same time, we've actually increased employee count by 189 employees. So what that ends up being is about an 8% reduction. And when you look at about 45,000 hours in industrial leave last year alone, 8% is a lot. And then, as you guys know, as board members, it isn't just the person off. You need a button to seat. So you're doing backfill. You have that overtime. So it's real critical for both teams to work together and have the preventative side, the cancer prevention, all the stuff for cleaning, clean cab, and our decontamination, having the peer support teams. We have a psychological services contract as well, which is 17 clinicians that it's outside EAP. It's just our fire and police contract. And what they provide is counseling services free of charge for the member, their family, and retirees. And I can't tell you what life-changing that's happened, because the membership, while they come to work and they feel like superheroes and they're trying to help the public and and doing everything they can to keep that good face on and tough attitude. Man, when they go home, they're still the same stuff. They're dealing with the PTS, the incidents they've gone on, family issues. So that's why we've extended it to the family and then our retirees, that they get that care as well. So I think all those pieces combined, really help to make the program work, and the cost savings evident because they get back to work quicker. They're more productive employees. And I think Joseph mentioned, when we started working with Institute of Health, our relapse rate went down to 0. And we just have a lot more streamlined efforts through the whole process. So with that, I'll take any questions if you have any.
Thank you so much, Chief. Do we have any questions for Chief Picone? Director Weber.
Hello, Chief Bob Weber here. Could you expand on the physical and mental component? We know the physical component, getting back to work sooner, but one of the underlying issues is the mental component that they're dealing with these injuries, and the entire process work comp in the past has had to really enable them to get past that mental component. Can you expand on that just a bit?
Yeah, if I'm understanding your question correctly, I mean, as they have a physical type injury, inevitably when a claim is denied, they feel like everybody's betrayed them. My fire chief doesn't care, the board doesn't care, the city doesn't care. I've done all this stuff. I've always tried to do the right thing. I respond when they call, and I respond within 5 minutes. I'm on the engine right away. And yet here I'm injured, and now there's a delay in the claim. People aren't talking. I have to lawyer up, which then makes it even worse because now you can't talk to me, right? So now it has to go through the attorney. So there's that mental component of there's the fatigue, and you're just feeling betrayed. Everything's going sideways. Number one. Number two, when we come forward, as I said earlier, we don't come forward typically when we have a good annual leave bucket and we have vacation time and we have money. I mean, we're at our wits' end. The people that are coming forward have had years of suffering. There's divorce rates, the high doors for the family situation. So all that takes its toll. Now you put me off work without pay until my claim gets accepted, and I'm using up what little vacation time or bank account time there is. And ultimately, I either keep coming back to work injured, which isn't good for anybody, or, you end up just falling through the cracks. So I don't know if that answered your question correctly, but was that what you were getting to?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Director Rice?
Chief Picone, Brian Rice. I think if we wait long enough, we can find a way to work together. I just wanted to tell you, thank you very much for the presentation. It's good to see you.
Director Rice, it's great to see you too as well. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments for Chief Picone? Like I said earlier to Mr. Souza, my gratitude to you and your crew for working with us and working with our people to help improve the conditions and the treatment that we have for our crews. So thank you so much, Chief.
You're very, very welcome. My pleasure. And I'm here at a phone call away when they need something. So please reach out anytime.
Thank you very much. Anything further, Captain? We're good? All right. We'll move on to our action items. The only one we have on the agenda today is to adopt our resolutions regarding the 2024-25 budget. And we bring up CFO Dave O'Toole. Welcome. Good evening.
Colleagues, members of the public. There we go. Dave O'Toole, Chief Financial Officer. Tonight I'll be presenting the final budget for fiscal year 24-25. For tonight's presentation, we'll be using 2 points of reference. The first is last year, 23-24, so we can do year-over-year comparisons, and of course the preliminary budget, which was the last budget adopted by this board back in June. And speaking of that preliminary budget, 3 months ago, the budget I presented to you in the prelim, the budget that you'll be seeing tonight has relatively modest changes to that preliminary budget. Some quick highlights on what that looks like. There's revenue updates and carryover savings from last year that modestly improved the district's fiscal picture. There's a dip into the reserve. There's still a dip into the reserve, but it's a bit smaller than what we had in the preliminary budget. And the district will fund unanticipated expenditures that came up since preliminary budget related to apparatus costs, fuel, and an additional 1% wage compensation increase effective January 1, 2025. That was triggered by higher property tax revenues than we had included in the prelim. So with that, I'll take you to the next slide, and we'll look at the budget as a whole. So this slide, I call that the final budget overview. This slide is your top line fiscal summary answering the two big questions you get most often, which is how big is our budget and what's the size of our reserve. So the boxes at the top show the preliminary and final budget changes from general fund, and then the box to the right shows this for all fund, from preliminary to final. And then the reddish box is below, that includes your reserve information. So take the general fund box at the top left first. Final budget revenues are anticipated to be nearly $288 million in the final. Expenditures almost at around $309 million. Comparing the two columns, you can see that since preliminary general fund revenue rose $7 million, expenditures rose about $5 million. What that means, and then continuing down those columns, other financing sources, which is mainly transfers, added another $15.5 million, and you can see here almost $15.5 million under the final column. Let's see, what that means is that the revenues and expenditures and other financing sources are less. The revenues and the other financing pieces are less than the expenditures, and that's where you get that difference of almost $5.9 million shown there below, and that is the balance out of the reserve fund. So for the last few years, to put that withdrawal from the general fund in some context, for the last few years, our forecasts have been showing that property taxes would dip at this time. We've watched them go from the late 2010s into 2020. They declined from 7.8% in 22-23 to 5.7% in 23-24. And we now think growth is going to be about 4.8% in 24-25. So we've been able to recognize that for the last few years. The final budget approved 1 year ago, just for some context, projected a 24-25 reserve of 11.8%. Tonight I'm presenting you 11.7%, which is about a 0.1% difference. Let's see, we'll look at future trends in the budget forecast slide. For now, I just want to note that the reason for the reserve dip, again, is it was forecasted with projections of costs we've seen over the last few years, but there's also some larger economic pieces going on with the delayed rates to the delayed cuts due to high inflation, but also the fewer home sales that led to still higher interest rates, tied to still higher interest rates. Barring worsening economic news, it appears that this will be the low point in our reserve, and then in the subsequent years will begin to build up. And you'll see that in the forecast slide in a couple slides. Now, just to look at the all funds slide off to the top right, a couple of things to mention there. Final budget revenues are $329.8 million, expenditures almost $383 million. Meaning that since the preliminary budget, all revenues increased by $7.7 million and all expenditures increased by $7.4 million. So pretty close change when you look at all funds. Let's see, continuing down that column, the net transfers into all funds are $17.9 million, and taken together, the changes to the balance of all funds is reduced by $33.6 million. And that $33.6 million includes things we'll see on the next slide, but it includes the $5.9 million you see there, also reductions to other funds. I'll show you in a moment. But I do want to note in that reserve you see in the red there, the balance of $36.8 million gets us to 11.7% reserve in the final. So this next slide is your fund balance summary. So here you can see all 7 slides listed across the top with totals at the far right. And then in the far left column, we have a estimated beginning fund balance on July 1 of 2024. We have the revenues we expect to get in 24-25, the expenditures, and then other financing uses, which again is mostly transfers, net of transfers, and then a change in fund balance. And then you see at the bottom shaded row, okay, what does that do to the starting balance? So general fund, we just covered this, but again, just to put it all together, we started the year with a balance of 42.7. We started this fiscal year with a balance of 42.7 million. We expect to get $288 million in revenues, expenditures of 309. We'll get an additional 15.5 million in net transfers into the general fund. We'll need to take out 5.9 million, and then that reduces that 42.7 down to 36.8. So I won't go into every column, but just to familiarize you with the others, you can kind of follow the same logic. The capital facilities fund started with 5.8 million. We expect there's no revenues in the capital facilities fund. That fund does not receive revenues directly. We have expenditures of 26.2. We'll get transfers in of 21.3, and then the net change in fund balance will reduce that balance by about 4.8. We end up with 883,000. Leased properties fund, briefly, we're adding enough revenues, expenditures are a little lower, we ended at 1.9 million. The grants fund, we started with a balance of 335,000, we'll get in an additional 1.8, expenditures a little higher than that, and we'll reduce the grants fund, we'll have a balance of 108,000. Typically, the grants fund is at zero. There are some grants that are multi-year, and so we need to leave a little money in that account for those. The development impact fees fund, with some of the capital facilities projects you've been hearing about, the budget anticipates we're going to spend all of it that's in there. The IGT fund, which includes PPGMT and VRP, that is basically getting swept over to the general fund. And then the last, the special projects fund, the Zinfandel training site, that we expect is 14. There's a balance of 14. There'll be a little bit of interest gain in there, and then expenditures of 14, and there'll be a small balance by the end of the year. So that's your big picture look at all the funds. Okay, moving on to general fund revenues. As shown on the slide there, this slide is an overview of general fund revenues showing the major changes. Projected general fund revenues is of $287.9 million, which is a $13.3 million increase from the prior year, 23-24. Incidentally, this will be our 12th consecutive year of property tax growth and 14th consecutive year of revenue growth. Property tax is, of course, a big component of that. Oops. Click that accidentally. Property taxes at $213.1 million, which is $9.8 million higher. The charges for services is up to $67.7 million. It's a $5 million increase. And components within that are the EMS fees, which are $50.4 million, which is about a little under 2% higher at $929,000 relative to last year. And then CRD fees are at $5.9 million, which is a little higher than last year. And that's due to some fee adjustments that were made by the board about a year ago. And then noted at the bottom, net IGT revenues transferred to the general fund, $21.6 million, which is about $1.8 million more than last year. So those are your top line numbers for the general fund revenues. This next slide, of course, is not general fund, it's the IGT programs, but as I said before, those funds are basically being swept into the general fund anyway. So I wanted to include it as a part of the general fund discussion. There's the voluntary rate range program, the PPG-EMT program. I won't read you the descriptions, they're off the slide. I do want to note the bolded lines there where the net income in IGT is $8.4 million. It's about $300,000 less than the prior year, and that's because there was 5 health plans participating. One of them dropped out, one of the smaller ones, and it's a $300,000 reduction to VRP. And then the public provider ground emergency medical transport program, we expect to have revenues of $20 million. There's an IGT transfer we have to pay, same as the VRP program. We have to pay money up to draw down federal funds of $6.8 million. Your net income is $13.2. I know the lingering question is often is when we will get paid for the prior months of PPG EMT. I know you're getting some regular reporting on that. I would just say that through June, $7.2 million is owed across those 18 months from January 1, 2023 to June 30th of 2024. That number has been ticking down a little bit, has been ticking down steadily, and incidentally, the amount of PPG EMT revenue in 23-24 was $700,000 more than we had in that budget. So we did come in a little higher than budget for PPG EMT, but there's obviously more to collect. Turning from revenues to expenditures with the general fund, this slide highlights anticipated general fund expenditures. Projected general fund expenditures will be $309.2 million, which is $28.5 million higher than prior year. The labor budget, which includes both compensation and benefits, will reach $260.4 million. That's $21.1 million higher than last year. Labor costs will increase as a share of general fund revenues, so including net transfers in from the IGT fund. So it'll go from 81.7% to, as shown there, 84.1% of general fund revenues and net transfers in. Services and supplies costs are $44.4 million, which is $6.5 million higher than 23-24. That number reflects some of the the growth reflects some of the unspent service and supplies costs in 23-24. So that's why the large $6.5 million swing. So those are the major services and supplies expenditures, and the major expenditure categories. We'll drill down on a couple slides here, first with labor. Total compensation is $146 million, as noted there. Compensation overall, just as a reminder, compensation includes everything from wages, constant staffing, incentives. All those pieces go into sick leave buybacks, out of class pay. That's all part of compensation. When I talk about benefits, that's including your medical, your PERS, workers' compensation. Those all fit into the total benefits side. So that, again, back at with the total compensation line, it's $146 million. The wages are $9.2 million higher, as I mentioned early in this presentation. That includes the additional 1% wage increase. It was 3%, it's now 4%. And that is due to the property taxes coming in higher than we had them at prelim. So, that was a provision of the MOU. Constant staffing is about $710,000 higher. Part of that is attributable to staffing a new squad on a trial basis, so we have to bump up constant staffing to reflect that. Overall, constant staffing is about where it was during peak COVID, so there is more leave use for various reasons, but also been more leave allocations. And so that is kind of holding where it has been for the last few years. Incentive pays, let's see, including EMT, paramedic, education, hazmat, and longevity are $826,000 higher than last year. The employee behavioral wellness incentive continues and is in this budget at $2.9 million. And then shifting down to the benefits portion of this slide, total benefits are anticipated to be $114.4 million, $10.3 million, or nearly 10% more than last year. It includes the pieces shown there. So CalPERS pension is up $8.8 million, increased medical costs of $2.3 million, and workers' comp, actually, we reduced it from 23-24 by about $533,000. Drilling down into the general fund expenditures for the service and supplies piece on this slide, and again, it's $44.3 million. I just wanted to bullet a few of the highlights, if you will. So there's district liability and property insurance premiums are at $886,000, fire equipment servicing $354,000, safety and supplies shown there $461,000, election services $975,000, and finally $418,000 in dispatch services increase, mainly related to dispatch employees' new contract. Capital outlay summary. So the capital outlay summary, it's $50.9 million, including $20.5 million committed from the Capital Facilities Fund. The major projects are shown on that slide. So we have a ladder truck replacement. We have 4 new ambulances, 5 Type 1s, 4 Type 3s, and a technology storage apparatus. All those pieces are fit into that 50.9. We do have major capital outlay facilities projects that are funded with other funds. Grant Line 220 is coming out of that Development Impact Fees Fund, as is Vineyard Stations. I mentioned that fund would be depleted this year. That's what you're seeing there on the slide. Of those 2 projects are consuming most of it. And then Zinfandel Training Center, about $16.8 million in special projects fund included as part of the expenditure. The next few slides, and now we look from just the year of 24, 25 and looking out for the next 5 years. So this slide incorporates, I'll just give you some of the background on the economic data we're using. It's from the Bureau of Labor Statistics and our property tax consultant who provided the property tax data for this slide. Annual inflation is held at 3.2% through the forecast period. It's a recent year-over-year change. We just used 3.2%. Cost of borrowing rate is 4.5% in the budget year, then declining gradually to 3% by 28-29. We use the most current PPGMT revenues and just grew them by 2% annually over the course of the 5 years. Compensation is increased annually at 3%. That's built into this as well. And finally, property tax grows at just under 4% from 25-26 through 28-29. Based on property tax data from our consultant. So I mentioned this before, but you can kind of see it more here. The reserve, the green line, is 11.7%, in 24-25, and then you go to 25-26, also at 11.7%. And then it begins to tick up to 12.6% in 26-27, 13.8% in 27-28, and then finally reaching 15.1%, which is the red line, in 28-29. The blue bars, you can see there as noted there, that's your ending general fund reserves. You can kind of watch it, the blue bars climbing, and as well as the green line reflecting a higher reserve. There's correlation there. Just want to mention also that this plan does not contemplate any dramatic change in our capital investments. We continue to chip away at the $200 million CIP plan and the $80 million deferred maintenance, but no dramatic changes are factored into this slide. The next two slides, they're dark and foreboding for a reason. These next two slides are just scenarios. I just want to offer for some context. Two of the big drivers of your decisions in our budget, of course, are our property tax growth and compensation increases. So this one is assuming, as it says, there 1% property tax growth. So that's not even saying no property tax growth. It's not saying negative property tax growth. It's just saying 1% continues to grow, but instead of, for example, 4.8% this year, it's 1%. And as you can see, by the end of it, that's a negative $8 million balance in 28-29. Of course, the board would act long before that happened, but I think it's an important demonstration of what happens if that growth really falls off. Which, again, we haven't seen. I mentioned earlier, we have had 12 years of property tax growth, consistent property tax growth year after year. If that were to fall, to zero or below, that picture would be a little worse. So the second dark side is just if compensation grew annually by 6%, which is higher than what we're currently seeing, compensation piece, by the end of 28-29, you'd have, let's see, what's that number? It's still positive. It's 6 million. Went from about 36 million down to 6 million over 5 years. So anyway, moving in back into reality. This is your final budget summary, if you will. This is kind of the highlight takeaways. If the district's general fund budget is balanced by a reserve transfer of 5.9 million. The final budget is forecasted with a reserve that declined from 13.4 in 23-24 down to 11.7% in 24-25 in the final budget there. General fund revenue growth, including net transfers, is 5.3% higher than last year. Expenditure growth over the same period, 8.8% higher than last year. And of course, PPGMT and VRP are adding a net 21.6 million to the budget as well. And that 5-year forecast shows that borrowing from the general fund is likely one time. Our reserve will stay at 11.7. If it holds next year too, that would mean no more borrowing, and then lead to a steady increase in general fund reserve again, but subject to, as my last two dark slides showed you, the significant changes in property taxes or labor costs would change that. So this is the recommendation slide. Just before we go to that, I do want to just mention the mentioned the changes to the final budget. If you print it out or read it online, either way, there have been some more, I think, important changes to it, really in the readability and understandability context. Let's see, we added a page with the district's mission, vision, values, and goals. We added a page with a reader's guide to the budget on page 3. We added more photos, charts, and sort of ways to make it a little more accessible, reformatted narrative content to make it easier to read, reorganized the budget sections to sort of improve coherency, so things would follow a little more logically from section to section. And what else do we do? And added a descriptive budget calendar for anyone who wants to kind of follow where we are, and that's on page 70. So special thanks go to the budget officers in the divisions who worked on this, but particularly Tara Mailer and Ron Epidrata, my staff, who helped head this up. So with that, what questions do you have?
Thank you very much, Mr. O'Toole. Do we have questions for Mr. O'Toole? Director Rice?
Dave, number one, thank you. And I appreciate the wake-up call on the last couple of slides, having had the longevity here to actually experience a couple of years like that. If you roll the clock back 15 years, when our property tax growth was down, it does happen. One, I appreciate the way that you have use the reserve funding to, I wouldn't even call it plug a hole, but appropriately cover a gap. I think that that is smart use. I like what I'm seeing with that. Secondarily, there's two things that I think are really important. And I know we've always looked at grants and grant opportunities, but there's an upside and a downside there. Some grants expire, and if you do not cover those costs at the end of the grant period, you'll end up losing those services, which could be personnel or service. And then I'm kind of looking at realistically, what did I see? We had 1.9 million annually in grant funding. Did I catch that right?
That's correct.
What's kind of a realistic number of an organization this size of having grant funding?
I don't see Aaron here, but
I mean, to me, it seems like you get to a certain size and it helps. And it certainly is usable, but it's not considered a major funding source. Would that be a correct statement?
that's correct. I mean, if you look the last few years, we're somewhere around 5 million. This year, we're down to 2. There is news coming on SAFER. I'll just leave it at that.
Thank you. And then the secondary piece, and I think this one is really important, with going from an EMS system that was operated by a private for-profit provider to a system that is run by a public agency, and the cost recovery and reimbursement that this department, this district has been able to take advantage of. If we didn't see that, what would the hole in our budget look like?
So if we didn't have the AMR type services,
Meaning if we didn't have PPG, EMT, GEMT, and some of the things that we were able to take advantage of federal reimbursement because we're a public agency, what would that look like in the years to come? What would that hole look like?
sure, well, it's 21 million in our budget this year. You take that away, then, we're easily under 10% reserve.
So which is, to me, is really important because that $21 million is reimbursement from the federal government to the community and the citizens of this community. Whereas if it was solely a private provider, which we had 20 years ago, that's profit,
I see.
period. And so I just want to commend Chief House, the staff, this board. Most of you are here a lot longer than I was. I was on the other side of this. But to actually see some of the thought and putting it into action and watching this budget play out, I am not only impressed, but I'm very thankful for the team, Chief, and the team that is there that puts this work together, that gets the absolute most for our community and anticipates what our needs are. The other one I was looking at was fire stations. The things that we have to do in fire stations today that you never had to do, from contamination containment stations to separation and positive pressure systems from the apparatus and the benzenes and the diesel, it has to have added an enormous cost just to build a legal facility for the men and women to live in. It's not a nicety, it's not a castle, it's not a palace, it's a building that does the most possible to eliminate the toxins that we bring in just for the sheer nature of our jobs. And the days of a $2 million fire station, they're over. There are requirements by federal, state, and local jurisdiction that we have to do, and they cost money. And I appreciate you showing us that and talking about the differences between today and a modern major California fire department and a 3-station, which is nothing wrong with that, organization that has a $3 or $4 million budget. So nicely done. I appreciate it, and thank you for the information. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Any other comments? Director?
Yes,
Costa?
thank you. Just to make a quick comment. Thank you for taking such a complicated budget and process and making it user-friendly, not just for myself as a board member, but we ultimately work for the public, and it's important that they understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. And I think what you've presented tonight and the documents that we've seen, it really does that. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director. I just have one comment, and I apologize for putting you on the spot. I meant to reach out earlier, and the day got away. How, do you have any idea, or can you tell us how we are looking on the OPEB, the SERP Trust?
So it's still, I do have that presentation next month for finance and audit, but it's still in that 26% funded. There has been some good gains in the last months as what's happened largely in the market, but yeah.
It's good to hear. Thank you so much.
Yep.
All right, so next
One
up-
last comment, if I may.
Sure, Chief.
To echo on Chief Rice's comments there, to make it in layman's terms, I guess, would be appropriate. Instead of counting on those funds or grant funding, right, a public agency has to put themselves in an opportunity to make them eligible to even receive those funds, to keep them so they're public funds and not private funds. That should be a key. And I'm also extremely proud and want to thank all of our budget officers in finance and the board. This is unique for a lot of federal, state, and local agencies now with the budget that's currently we're seeing everywhere else. We're doing this budget fiscally responsibly. Also, we are not shutting down or closing any services. That is a key point that needs to be addressed at the end of this conversation tonight. I am super proud that we are providing not only not decreasing services, but we're looking at ways to be very creative and increasing our services to the public that we proudly serve. So thank you for your comments tonight, but that has to be said also.
Thank you very much, Chief. Appreciate that. All right, moving on. We do need to take each of these resolutions individually, so if we have a motion, I will gladly take it on item A.
Chair, I make a motion to adopt Resolution A, 24-25 final budget for the General Operating Fund 212A.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second. Can we get the roll, please?
Director Saylors?
Aye.
Director Weber?
Aye.
Director Sheets?
Aye.
President Gould?
Aye.
Director Wood?
Aye.
Director Rice?
Aye.
Director Jones?
Aye.
Director Costa?
Aye.
Director Clark? Thank you, motion passes. Now we have 212D.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to adopt Resolution 24-25 final budget for the Capital Facilities Fund 212D.
Second.
I've got a motion from Director Sheets and a second from Director Jones. Would you call the roll, please?
Yes, Director Saylors?
Aye.
Director Weber?
Aye.
Director Sheets?
Aye.
President Gould?
Aye.
Director Wood?
Aye.
Director Rice?
Aye.
Director Jones?
Aye.
Director Costa?
Aye.
Director Clark?
Aye.
Thank you. Now
Mr. Chair, I
moving
make a
on.
motion to adopt Resolution C, 24-25 final budget for Grants Fund 212G.
Second.
I've got a motion from Director Sheets and a second from Director Costa. Would you call the roll, please?
Director Saylors?
Aye.
Director Weber?
Aye.
Director Sheets?
Aye.
President Gould?
Aye.
Director Wood?
Aye.
Director Rice?
Aye.
Director Jones?
Aye.
Director Costa?
Aye.
Director Clark? Thank you. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to adopt Resolution D, 24-25 final budget for the Development Impact Fees Fund 212I.
Second.
Got a motion from Director Sheets, second from Director Jones. Would you call the roll, please?
Director Saylors?
Aye.
Director Weber?
Aye.
Director Sheets?
Aye.
President Gould?
Aye.
Director Wood?
Aye.
Director Rice?
Aye.
Director Jones?
Aye.
Director Costa?
Aye.
Director Clark? Thank you. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to adopt Resolution E, 24-25 final budget for the Leased Properties Fund 212L.
Second.
Got a motion from Director Sheets and a second from Director Costa. Would you call the roll, please?
Director Saylors?
Aye.
Director Weber?
Aye.
Director Sheets?
Aye.
President Gould?
Aye.
Director Wood?
Aye.
Director Rice?
Aye.
Director Jones?
Aye.
Director Costa?
Aye.
Director Clark?
I was
have 212M.
Motion passed. Sorry.
Sorry.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to adopt Resolution F, 24-25 final budget for the IGT Fund 212M.
Second.
I've got a motion from Director Sheets and a second from Director Jones. Would you call the roll, please?
Director Saylors?
Aye.
Director Weber?
Aye.
Director Sheets?
Aye.
Director Gould?
Aye.
Director Wood?
Aye.
Director Rice?
Aye.
Director Jones?
Aye.
Director Costa?
Aye.
Director Clark? Thank you. Motion passes.
And lastly, I make a motion to adopt Resolution G, 24-25 final budget for the Special Projects Fund 212S.
Second.
Got a motion from Director Sheets and a second from Director Costa. Would you call the roll, please?
Yes. Director Saylors.
Aye.
Director Weber.
Aye.
Director Sheets.
Aye.
President Gould.
Aye.
Director Wood.
Aye.
Director Rice.
Aye.
Director Jones.
Aye.
Director Costa.
Aye.
Director Clark. Thank you. Motion passes. The budget is adopted.
Thank you so much, Mr. O'Toole. All right, our action item number 2 is going to be taken up after closed session. So we'll move on to reports. Director Gould, do you have anything as a president?
No reports.
Standing. Chief, your turn.
Good evening, directors, colleagues, members of the public. Tonight, I wanted to acknowledge your approval of consent item number 10, Community Project Funding Award. The funding will allow Metro Fire to move forward with the EVOC project at Zinfandel. And I wanted to thank a few people that were instrumental in that project and funding. Thank you to the many people that supported that project, who attended our site tour and helped us secure this funding. This was a collaborative effort. First off, Congressman Ami Berra, Directors Jones and Clark, representatives from Rancho Cordova Police Department, Sacramento County Sheriff's Office, PG&E, the Training Division, Planning and Development, Community Relations, Rescue 21, and many chief officers who gave an excellent presentation to gain that support, to have those additional funds to get EVOC training done at Zinfandel. That site will be full of improvements from that funding, so good day for the organization and for the community. Some reassignments and some assignments. Effective September 4th, Battalion Chief Kim Fong will temporarily serve as the C-Shift Commander in an out-of-class upgrade capacity as Assistant Chief Shift Commander. Congratulations to the following members who've been selected as drill instructors for the 24-2 MMP Academy, which commences on September 16th. Those drill instructors are firefighters Esther Blake, Matt LaFavor, Monroe Myers, and Byron Scrogan. I apologize for the last name. Congratulations to Captain Nicholas Covington for being selected to fill the Tactical Flight Officer position effective September 16th. And congratulations and thank you, well-deserved, to a long-time improvement to our Air Operations Division, Captain Bryce Mitchell. He's been reassigned from the Tactical Flight Officer position to Suppression effective September 2nd, 2024. Thank you again, Captain Mitchell. You did a great job in Air Operations to improve that program itself, and got him to a position of being a pilot that was very rewarding for him personally, but also for me and him professionally, as I did hire Bryce Mitchell back in the day as a firefighter. So he did a great job in there, and I look forward to his time back on suppression at a firehouse. So that is the end of my report, unless you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Chief. Do we have any questions for the Chief? No? Thank you so much. Move on to operations report. Deputy Chief Mitchell, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Director Wood. Good evening, all. Adam Mitchell, Deputy Chief of Operations. I'd like to first start off by saying thank you to Battalion Chief Grant Russell, who served in the role of Special Operations Battalion Chief for 2 years. He did a fantastic job in that role, but I'm also happy now to bring up who I just told was going to have to say a few words tonight, so he's really happy with me. If you got that whole budget outline I told you had to report on, just kidding. Battalion Chief Brian Barthel, who's recently been moved into the Special Operations Battalion Chief role. Bring up Chief Barthel to do a little introduction.
Surprise. Good evening. My name is Brian Barthel. I'm the new Special Ops Chief. I've been with Sac Metro Fire for 24 years as of this month. I've been married to my wife, Laura, for 22 years. We have 2 sons, Brandon, who's 21. He attends Southern Oregon University as a student athlete playing football. And then our youngest one attends University of Utah as a student, and he's living his best life. So that's pretty much it. People ask me how empty nesters is. I really can't tell you, because our 2 boys left us with 2 dogs, and my wife will tell you they're harder to raise than the 2 kids when they're little kids. So that's pretty much it. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, Chief. Welcome and congratulations.
Chief Barthel's a welcome addition to the position, and I also like to say personally thank you. His son is a sophomore at University of Utah, and with my daughter moving into a freshman, I got some good insight from Chief Barthel on some tickets on how to get her in there. So thanks, Chief, for that. So secondly, tonight, I'm humbled and honored to be able to bring up Chief Chris Green to do the Shift Commander Spotlight, and is going to cover one of our members' achievements and the reason for the large group in the back there with the attendance at the meeting tonight. So, Chief Green.
Thank you, Chief Mitchell. Director Wood, Directors, Fire Chief. Adam House, Chris Green, I'm the new Shift Commander on A Shift, following my esteemed colleague here. I'd like to welcome some folks working in the firehouses very close to us tonight. Battalion Chief Sean Daly, Battalion 14, and Captain Jake Curry and his entire crew from Station 61. Dylan, I'm going to put you on the spot and have you join me real quick. Tonight we're commemorating something that happened this morning. Firefighter Dylan Whitesell is working his first day as a paramedic today. This is not his first day in the fire station at all, but he's been through quite a journey to get to this achievement. So Dylan, we're going to do a little audible. I'm going to have you share your journey with the board and the rest of us before we do your official coronation. Sound good? Yeah, sounds good.
Hi, I'm Dylan Whitesell. I'm 61 A Shift. I own the squad spot. Anyways, thank you for having me here tonight. I joined Metro Fire in 2021. Came over. It was definitely a hard decision to leave my previous position, but I was supported by my wife and my family here. But I was invited by Chief Green to say a few words. So my name's Dylan. I'm 28. I am married. I have one kid and another on the way in November. So this finishing up medic school could not come at a better time. I worked for Nevada County Consolidated Fire up the hill near Grass Valley for about 6 years before I came down here as an EMT. And then once I got here, I realized that pretty much everyone's a paramedic, and if I want to make much more of a real difference and be able to do all the things that everyone else is able to do on calls and help out, then I needed to do the same. So I pretty much finished up my probation and then started medic school right away, which I also could not have done without the support of my wife and being able to handle the back-to-back 96s for 2 months and the long hours of clinicals in school. So I just want to give a shout out to her for that. And then for my crew also for being so supportive and helping me through and answering all my questions and everything. So happy to be here, having a great time at Metro Fire, and thank you all for supporting us so much.
Welcome and congratulations.
Chief House, I'm going to ask you to join us to present his nameplate.
We usually Brenda takes.
I'm not going to go back to my military days and slam this on. You know, you talked about, real quick, you talked about your family support. So since your wife and son is up here, I just wanted to comment is that I thank you on behalf of the directors and all of us at Metro Fire and to the community, not only his actions, but your actions of that support, of allowing him to excel in his career, but also achieve ALS advancement. What you've done, supporting your husband in this action, you have saved lives too. So I cannot thank you enough for that. Time away from family is recognized by all of us. So I'm going to pin you with your new badge, which says your name, but more importantly, your achievement of firefighter, paramedic. So congratulations. And this won't stay on until you pin it, but I'm not going to take off your shirt and pin it for you.
I got more. I think we all know that Station 61 is one of the busiest firehouses in our district, and to go to paramedic school while you're working full-time with the family is one of the most difficult things I think anyone can accomplish. But Dylan's not the only one. Eric, can you stand up and raise your hands? Firefighter Eric Brubaker. This is like the sneak peek to next month. Just got his paramedic card. We've got one small step to go through with county accreditation, and we're looking forward to honoring him as a new paramedic, hopefully within 30 days. Hopefully, yeah, pretty close. Pretty close. So, giant accolades to the crew of Station 61 tonight. Proud to work with them.
And that concludes Ops report unless there's questions.
Thank you so much, Chief. Do we have any questions for Chief Mitchell? No? Thank you so much, and congratulations again. Thank you, Chief Green, too. All right, moving on, administrative report, Deputy Chief Johnson.
Good evening, Directors, Fire Chief House, colleagues, members of the public. Mike Johnson, Acting Deputy Chief of the Admin Branch. Here to provide you with a brief update from some of the highlights in our branch. Starting with community relations, on Friday, August the 16th, as part of their Firehouse Fridays, those fine folks posted a virtual tour of Station 103 at Watt Avenue and Auburn Boulevard there. Some positive unintended consequences from that video showed themselves. Apparently, the fine folks over at RC Willey were less than impressed with the condition of our recliners that were in the station. And I'm happy to report that on Friday, September 6th, they delivered 3 brand new recliners to those. So I'm sure the members at 103 are happy, and so are we. So thank you to RC Willey for that. Yesterday, we had several 9/11 events, remembrances throughout our agency. The crews attended. Several of us, including Directors Clark and Rice, were at the downtown Local Area 522 stair climb. Once again, tremendous event. So thank you for those that were involved in putting it on and for those who participated in the climb as well. Job well done. The remembrance was nice. Moving over to recruitment, Tim White and his team are doing a fantastic job with the recruitment and outreach. They have several events scheduled throughout the month. Some to note, as you guys know, we've partnered with the San Juan Unified School District with their Fire Tech Pathway and the Fire Explorer program out of Del Campo High School. This is the 3rd year of us doing that, and Tim was super proud and wanted me to make sure you guys know that this is the first time that we have had some of those students that are in process for our reserve and EMT MMP process. So good luck to them and job well done. So the program's working. In fact, it's working so well that he has met with the superintendent of the Twin Rivers School District, as well as Folsom Cordova, doing tours of what they're doing at Del Campo. And he is hoping that the next program will be organized to start at Rio Linda High School next year.
Outstanding.
Congrats to him and his team. With that, that is all I have, unless there's any questions.
Thank you. Any questions for Chief Johnson? No? Thank you so much. It says here we have no sports services report. Chief Bailey, give you a chance if you want to.
Good tonight, but I do have a communications JP report when I get to it.
Okay. We'll get there in just a moment. Firefighters Local 522, Sean Schollard.
I almost didn't make it up. Sore legs. Good evening, Board of Directors, Chief Palace, members of the public, colleagues. Sean Schollard, Vice President, Local 522, representing the men and women of Metro Fire. Just wanted to go off of what Chief Johnson said. Great turnout at the 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb. There was a ton of Metro folks in attendance. Kudos to the Academy cadre for bringing the recruits out there. I know many of them carried names on the standby list to make sure that all 343 firefighters that lost their lives were honored that day. So thank you to Directors Clark and Rice for being in attendance and all the executive staff that was there. I think that we had an outstanding showing. Definitely sore from that. So if you don't know that the location shifted from the Renaissance Tower, I forget where it's at now, but you have to do five ascents this time, so instead of 4. So that 5th one, definitely you can feel it. After number 4, you're wishing you were at the Renaissance Tower. But thank you everybody for doing that. Really, really appreciate it. We have to take a little bit of heat here for Director Costa for the policy committee. 522 will take full ownership. I will take full ownership in not getting those policies reviewed so that you guys could have your session. That is not on the backs of HR. So I just want to make that crystal clear, and that they will be ready for you to have policy committee when the next one is scheduled. In addition to that, I would like to acknowledge San Diego City and IOH for their countless efforts in supporting our organization. I cannot tell you what great friendships we have made with both the City of San Diego and with IOH. Their willingness to support and make our organization better is just what the fire service is all about. I cannot tell you, but we have been greeted with open arms in every situation that we've had with them. Brett Randall, Director Randall for Local 52 has put in a ton of work. He should be up here talking about this, but I'll let him slide this time. But he has put in a significant amount of work to ensure that this came to fruition this evening, that the ad hoc committee was able to get the information that we've been asking for a long time, that Director Weber has put a ton of work into as well. It's really happy to see some of these things actually playing out. You know, this last meeting that we're in is a true example of collaboration. I know we say it a lot. There's times where we don't feel like it's collaboration, but that's okay. We can have our differences and stuff, but where we truly are collaborating, this was a great example of it. That room was filled, and it was a free flow of information, ideas, and it's not to say that our organization is bad. That is not what we're saying. I think we all strive for this organization to be the greatest fire agency in the entire nation, and none of us will stop until we get to that point. So thank you for everybody on that. I'm glad that Dave mentioned the SAFER grant, so I think that black doom and gloom slide could maybe turn to a light gray, so I appreciate you acknowledging that, Dave. So don't get too terrified by that budget report. I think there's some happy days ahead of us. We're continuing our efforts too on the political campaign and political front. As you know, we're hot and heavy on our Measure O campaign, and I want to acknowledge all the men and women that are volunteering their efforts for us, that truly prioritize this organization and the needs of this agency. It really tells me that they do care about where they work, and I think that speaks volumes to where our recruitment will be in the near future, because we do have great people that want to work here and they want to see this organization be better. And so the efforts that we're seeing from them right now is outstanding. So thank you to all the boots on the street, all the day staff that's included in that. This is truly a organizational lift, not just a labor lift. This is an organizational lift, and there's a ton of support on that. So I want to thank everybody. We're still hitting the campaign hard. We're endorsing those who support us. We're meeting with politicians on a regular basis, attending events, and making sure that everybody knows what this organization needs. So with that, I'll take any questions if you have any, but thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Captain. Do we have any questions for Captain?
I have a quick comment. Yes. Thank you, Captain. I want to thank you for all your efforts working with the directors here to bring some light and some new, some of the work that San Diego is doing. I guess my question is kind of next steps. So, what do you need from the board? We've heard a lot. I think we're moving in the right direction, but I'm curious to hear from you.
I think just your continued support. I mean, we're figuring it out as we go. San Diego has a 10-year history, and it took them 10 years to get to the point to where they're at. We just want to ensure that it's not going to take us 10 years to get to where they got, especially if we can follow in their footsteps, right? Like, we can learn through the trials and tribulations that they went through, and we can streamline that process. So when the time comes, we want to make sure that you have all the information ahead of time for when the ask does come. So if we're not providing enough information to you ahead of time, I would say let us know. Let us know what's lacking. Let us fill in those pieces so that you're fully educated, so that when we do come with an ask, and I feel like that will be a collaborative ask from the fire chief and I both, that you understand all the pieces of the puzzle. We're not leaving anything out. So if we're not being if we're not providing enough information, let us know. But as of right now, you guys are doing a great job. Thank you very much. All of you are doing a great job. So thank you for
Especially
that.
Director Weber.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
I do want to acknowledge all the men and women that are out on strike teams right now. This has been a very busy fire season, and the countless 96s and mandatories and things like that, we still have super high morale out there. So it's been, last year we got a little bit of a break. This year we did not, and the membership's staying strong. I don't think we've had brownouts. People are stepping up, they're coming in. And I think that, again, shows where we're at as an organization. So and everybody will have a great time at Sunsplash on Saturday, unless they're working at Mando. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, moving on to committee and delegate reports. President Gould, do you have anything for the executive committee? All right. Right now, there's no meeting scheduled for the executive committee, but if one gets scheduled, it'll be put on the agenda. Comm Center JPA, Deputy Chief Bailey, welcome.
Good evening, Board Chair, President Gould, Fire Chief, members of the public, and colleagues. Ty Bailey, Deputy Chief of Support Services. I'm officially the JPA board member taking over for Chief Green. I would like to publicly thank Chief Green for his time being on the board. It was, where's he at? Did he leave? No. Oh, there he is. Yeah, thank you, Chris. There was some very kind words said about you that were very positive, so thank you very much for everything you've done for them. There's only a couple of things to report out. There's still ongoing negotiations with the JPA and Local 522. As you saw in the final board, or excuse me, the final budget, the number that's there is not going to change regardless of the pay raise. There was money that was carried over from last fiscal year that if that does change, it'll be able to close that gap. So other than that, our next meeting is in 2 weeks on September 24th at 9 o'clock at Metro headquarters.
Any questions for the chief? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to the Finance and Audit Committee, Director Jones.
Thank you, Director Wood. Be advised that the next meeting for the Finance and Audit Committee will be October 24th. Gosh, it's October already. Sorry, guys. That took me by surprise to actually say it. October 24th, 5:30 in these chambers.
Till you very much. Policy Committee, Director Costa.
Thank you. As you heard, unfortunately, the Policy Committee was canceled today, so you're going to have to wait till October 10th for a robust report out.
Outstanding. Look forward to it. Moving on to board member questions and comments. We'll start with Director Sheets.
No comment, thank you.
Director Sailors. No comment, thank you. Director Weber.
Yes, sir. Thank you. In the ad hoc meeting, I had made a comment that we had an expert in the room. I omitted Candace and Melissa, and they are equally expert in this field. And I just want to publicly acknowledge both of them as well. So sorry for that omission. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Director Clark?
No comment.
Director Costa?
Thank you. I just want to take a moment to thank Director Weber and Director Sailors for all your work on the ad hoc committee, all the information you've been bringing to this board for us to weigh in on this. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Director Jones.
Thank you, Director Wood. All right, well, let's see, I also on 9/11, I went to the Rancho Cordova Chamber of Chamber of Commerce, close call there, for remembrance for the 9/11 firefighters as well as veterans. And I want to relay to the chief, this board, and all the folks watching and listening that everyone came up to me and said how much they appreciated the truck and the flag display that Metro provided for that event. It was very, very well received, and recognition goes to everyone here, plus everyone out in the field. So thank you very much for that support, Chief. It was well recognized. And finally, just with Director Costa and I, we also attended the Rancho Chamber of Commerce elected officials reception, made a lot of contacts and networking, and I'll probably be touching base with folks like Tim White and recruitment and stuff, and exchanging some information that we gleaned from that reception. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Director Rice.
Thank you. Chief House, real quick,
a thank you to Chief Rudnicki from the EMS division, and I've worked pretty closely with him on APOT statistics month to month and annually, and I really want to thank him for that effort, and it helps me in my day job, and I believe it'll make a difference across the state. So with that, give him my thanks. The second one is, if I have your okay, I've been contacted by a group called NAMI, which is the National Alliance on Mental Health. Their CEO, Jessica Cruz, I knew her as Jessica Wilson. She played basketball with my daughters at El Camino many years ago. She is now the CEO. We were both appointed by Governor Newsom on a task force a couple of years ago on regarding Care Court, and then the CARE Act, and then Proposition 1. And she reached out to me and said, Brian, do you think there are training opportunities to begin to use Care Court and Proposition 1 at a local level? And I said, absolutely. I would, I have a meeting this evening. I will bring it to Chief House. One of the things that she brought up, and I think she's 100% right, we are uniquely positioned being the county that encompasses our capital and the focus that is there. I've talked to Sheriff Jim Cooper over the last several years about building a coalition, and then with Chief Perriman and the Mobile Integrated Health, I would like to broker a meeting with your permission, work with Jill and my executive assistant to get the right people in the room to potentially talk about training opportunities and actually being able to make a difference in the homeless community that is within Sacramento County. So with your permission, I'd like to pursue that.
Yes, absolutely. It works well with, we're looking at different stakeholders with the County of Sacramento currently, and the supervisors, and specifically the health division down there. So absolutely, sounds like a win all
I'll
the way
get
around.
Jessica into the mix. And one last thing on, and I'll try to get through this without losing it. Attended the September 11th remembrance. And one of the things that struck me was all those years ago, I was on my way to work at Station 21. And my wife was doing the kid drop off, and she kind of forced my car off the road and asked, did you have the radio on? And I did not. And I think, Bob, you were on duty. You guys were going off. And it was it was. And what struck me yesterday was standing up there and shaking hands with these kids. I'm sorry. That many of them weren't on the job. And what really struck me was shaking a hand and saying, thank you for doing this. That's it. Sorry I couldn't hold it together. It means and it meant a lot. So I'll leave it at that. Thanks.
No apologies, because that shows what we've all committed to of never forget. And I share that emotion with you as we discussed and shared that that unique experience from our New York FDNY partner up there with we were fortunate to share that moment and those conversations with our current recruit academy. The entire class was there. So no apologies. That's never forget. So thank you for sharing that with me yesterday.
Thank you, Director. I don't have anything. I'll echo what's already been said, but I do want to publicly thank Jeff Rye and Chief Mitchell. I was at the Community Association meeting last week, and a couple questions were brought to me that I didn't have answers to, so I just reached out figuring they'll get them tomorrow. Before the end of the meeting, I had answers from both of them, so I just want to publicly thank you both. Director Gold, do you have anything you want to add?
No comment.
All right. With that, we will move on to closed session, and hopefully we won't see anybody when we report out.
Recording stopped.
I'm sorry? Oh, yeah.